Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. Thanks for joining us.
It is Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, and we've got some really interesting stuff lined up today.
We sure do. But first, let's do our usual check-in. How's the weather looking?
Well, right here in Sacramento, it's gorgeous, sunny, clear skies. Expecting a high around 95 Fahrenheit today. Can't complain.
Nice for us. Nationally, though, bit of a different story in places. We're seeing scattered strong, maybe even severe storms, plus heavy rain and potential flooding across parts of the mid-Atlantic right up into the Northeast.
So flood watches are up there then.
Yep, definitely. And out west, well, the heat just keeps going. Heat advisories in the Intermountain West.
And even extreme heat warnings down in Arizona and Southeast California, I saw.
That's right. So, if you're in those areas, take it easy, stay cool, stay safe.
Good advice. Okay, quick look at the markets from yesterday's close. The Dow Jones finished up.
Oh, yeah? How did it
closed at 44,122 points, 50. That's up about 61 points, 0.14% for the day.
Not bad. And the week.
Looking strong for the week since June 23rd, up 4.61%. Pretty solid.
Okay. And the S&P 500.
That one was pretty much flat. Closed at 6,186.85, down just a tiny bit. Yeah. 0.40 points, so like minus 0.01%.
Basically unchanged for the day then.
Right, but still up for the week, 3.64% gain since the 23rd.
Gotcha. And Bitcoin, always volatile.
Tell me about it. Closed yesterday at 106,462.83. That was down about 705 points, or 0.66% for the day. But looking weekly, since June 24th, it's still actually clinging to a small gain, up 0.39%. So yeah, a bit mixed, but generally trending up over the week in stocks.
Okay, interesting picture there.
And now we have to. The San Francisco Giants update.
Oh boy. How'd they do? They played the Diamondbacks June 30th, right?
They did, and well, not great news for us fans. They lost 2-4.
Tough one.
Yeah. John Curtis got the win for Arizona, and their guy, Alec Thomas, he went 3 for 3. Just couldn't get it done.
Well, disappointing. But like you always say.
There's always the next game. They'll get them next time.
That's the spirit. All right, let's shift gears. Time for our Morning Star, the Snarful Tech article report.
Yes, let's connect some dots. We've got 3 big stories today, all really showing how fast AI is changing things.
Absolutely. First up, Elon Musk's AI venture, XAI. There's a lot of noise about funding.
Yeah, I saw that. Morgan Stanley arranging a huge $5 billion debt package, and they're looking for a valuation of, $113 billion in a secondary sale?
Exactly. It's incredibly ambitious. This debt package, it's a mixed-term loan B, fixed-rate loans, senior secured notes, pretty complex stuff.
And it's just for general corporate use. Sounds kind of vague.
It does, but likely means fueling rapid expansion. Investors have until June 17th, 2025 to get in on that.
And there's that secondary stock sale too, right? $300 million.
Yeah, mainly for early employees to cash out some stock. But the big picture here, remember, XAI is less than 2 years old.
Right.
And they bought Twitter back in March. That deal valued XAI at $80 billion and X at $33 billion.
So this isn't just about raising money. This is Musk pushing hard to blend AI right into social media.
Precisely, building that integrated ecosystem he seems to envision.
And talk about aggressive. Think about the infrastructure needed. That huge data center they're building in Memphis, that costs a fortune.
Absolutely, astronomical costs. And then there's that little detail. Reports of a double-digit interest rate on this new debt.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
That's steep. Signals maybe high risk or just an urgent need for cash.
Could be both, right? And the timing adds another layer. Apparently, Morgan Stanley was pitching this deal right when Musk was having that very public spat with Donald Trump online.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Talk about awkward timing for investors.
You have to wonder, right? Sitting there talking billions while the CEO's in a an X feud.
Yeah.
And reportedly, that debt was trading slightly below par, like 95 cents on the dollar.
Suggesting maybe they needed to sweeten the pot a bit, like with that higher interest rate.
Possibly. It just shows how, external stuff, even social media drama, can ripple into these massive financial deals.
So connecting the dots for you listening.
Yeah.
This isn't just abstract finance. This huge push by XAI could mean AI gets woven much deeper into your social media experience faster than we thought.
Yeah, think about AI crafting posts, summarizing news feeds, personalizing content in really sophisticated ways, all within the platform.
It could really change how we get information, how we interact online. It's a massive gamble on integrating AI and social life.
Definitely one to watch. Okay, speaking of changing our digital lives, story number 2, Grammarly is acquiring Coda.
Right? Grammarly, the writing assistant everyone knows.
Yeah.
And Coda, the productivity platform. Big move.
Huge. And get this, Coda's CEO and co-founder, Shishir Mehrotra, he's going to become Grammarly's new CEO.
Wow. Okay, so they're serious about this.
Totally. The stated goal, transform Grammarly into an AI productivity platform. They want to bring in Coda's tools, Coda Docs, Coda Brain.
So things that handle company knowledge, generative AI chat, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Plus a full productivity suite and these trusted AI agents. It's way beyond just fixing typos now.
And the scale here is massive, too. Grammarly has, 40 million daily users, 50,000 organizations?
Yep. Big names like Ford, Chevron, Atlassian, and Coda serves 50,000 teams, too, at places like Figma, the New York Times.
So this merger creates a real powerhouse. It feels like AI moving from just a helper tool to something more proactive, like an agent working across all your stuff.
That's the idea. And it lines up with what analysts are predicting. Deloitte thinks 25% of enterprises using generative AI will have AI agents by 2025.
Quarter. That's soon.
Yeah, and jumping to 50% by 2027. Capgemini says 10% already use them, and over half plan to within a year.
So Grammarly and Coda are riding that wave.
Definitely. They want AI assistants to be smarter and more contextually aware by connecting everything, email, CRM, project trackers.
Breaking down those walls between apps.
Right, so imagine for you, the professional listening, your AI doesn't just check spelling. It pulls info from your company's internal docs, your sales data, your project plan.
To give you much more relevant suggestions, or even draft reports or emails based on that connected data.
Exactly. Less jumping between tabs, more focused work. It could be a huge time saver, a real productivity boost for businesses. It's like upgrading from a spell checker to a full-on digital chief of staff.
That does sound pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So if you use Grammarly now, imagine it getting way more powerful, plugged into your whole workflow. It could really change how you get work done day to day.
That's the potential, for sure. Okay, our third story today takes us into robotics and AI, a startup called Genesis AI.
Oh, the one that just came out of stealth? With that huge seed round.
That's the one, $105 million seed round, co-led by Eclipse Ventures and Khosla Ventures, big names in VC.
And they only founded it last December. That's fast.
Incredibly fast. It was founded by Zhu Zhan, a Carnegie Mellon PhD, and Theophile Jervit, who is at Mistral AI.
Okay, serious AI chops there. What's their big idea?
Their mission is to build a foundational AI model specifically for robots, like one core AI that could power all sorts of robots, doing everything from lab work to maybe even housekeeping.
General purpose robots, the kind we've been hearing about for ages.
That's the goal. And they're tackling the biggest problem, training data. Getting enough real-world robot data is super expensive and slow.
Right, the bottleneck.
Yeah.
So how are they solving it?
Synthetic data. They're generating their own training data using a custom-built physics engine that simulates the real world really accurately.
Ah, so they can create endless simulated environments for the AI to learn in without needing physical robots doing stuff over and over.
Exactly. They claim their simulation engine is faster than, say, relying on NVIDIA's software, which is common now. It's a potential game changer for speeding up robot learning.
And synthetic data itself is becoming a bigger deal, right? I saw that Gartner prediction.
You got it. Gartner forecasts that by 2028, 80% of data used by AIs will be synthetic. That's up from just 20% this year.
Wow, that's a massive shift in how AI gets built.
It really is. It helps overcome that data wall that limits a lot of AI systems. Robots trained this way can continuously improve, adapt to new situations, all learned in simulation.
It sounds a bit like those self-adapting language models people are working on, where the AI kind of rewrites itself.
Yeah, there's a parallel. Like MIT's SEAL framework. It's about AI learning through reinforcement, like trial and error, but supercharged in simulation. Genesis wants to apply that to robots interacting with the physical world.
Okay, so let's connect the dots for the listener here. What does this actually mean for us? Are we talking about robots in labs or homes much sooner?
It could definitely accelerate things. Imagine robots capable of complex lab experiments or highly adaptable manufacturing robots, or even home robots that learn your routines way faster.
Robots that aren't just pre-programmed, but actually learn and adapt in our environments.
That's the promise. This synthetic data breakthrough could cut down the development time significantly, bringing that future of intelligent automation closer, impacting jobs, science, daily life, the works.
Okay, that's a lot to take in today. Really fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. So just to recap quickly, we talked about Elon Musk's XAI, that huge funding push, and the big vision of blending AI deep into social media.
Right, and what that integration might mean for your online world. Then we looked at Grammarly buying Coda.
Yeah, aiming to create a super-powered AI productivity platform, making AI agents a core part of your workflow, potentially saving you a ton of time and hassle.
And finally, Genesis AI emerging with that massive seed round, using synthetic data to potentially unlock general-purpose robots much faster than we thought.
Robots that could change everything, from labs to living rooms.
And you see how they all connect, right? Each story, though different, points to AI becoming more powerful, more integrated, more capable of learning and adapting. It's reshaping finance, work, and the physical world around us.
Exactly. It's moving so fast, and understanding these shifts, how they connect to you, is really key. These aren't just tech stories, they're previews of how our world is changing.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.